Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Monday, June 3rd, 2024, here for my weekly cross-stitching update. And I'm also here with Smokey. She's directly behind me. Yeah. She turns 3 today, so it's her birthday, and I had to bring her up here. Hasn't been on in a while just because she's usually mid-nap, as you might expect. And can't be bothered to be brought in. So I brought her in here just because y'all needed to see her on her birthday. So that's that. I have a lot to share today, so we should just jump right in. I have a little bit of stash acquisitions. I bought myself, I was at Hobby Lobby because my husband needed to go there to get some hobby stuff. So, well, I gotta check the cross-stitching section. And I picked up some 18 count Aida in the color Vintage, which looks like a white gray marbly color, which is cool. And I like 18 count, so I thought, sure, I'll add that to my stash. And then I got a bundle of goodies from Chelsea. She had some Mirabilias and a Teresa Wentzler that she didn't want anymore and passed them along, but she also sent some other things. So she sent some fabric too, and some Mirabilias. Maybe something else. Yeah, some Mystic Stitches that I wasn't expecting. So thank you, Chelsea. That was very sweet. So I'll share that. She sent some Fiber on a Whim Cream and Sugar in 36 count. This is a really pretty neutral. So I'll have to figure out what to do with that. There's a lot of that. So I have a lot of options. And like a gray, not a gray, a blue, light blue kind of model-y piece. And so I'm excited. That looks like a linen as well. Maybe 32. It doesn't have a title or a name, so. But those will be fun. Definitely go to good use. And then let's see, what order should I give these? Some of these I'll probably use as giveaways in the future, and some of them I'll keep. So this one is for sure going to be a giveaway because I already have this one. But this is Roses of Provence, and I have started it already, so this is fun. Maybe next time I work on it could be a fun time to give it away, but it is already kitted up with, I believe this is called for, white chocolate, 32 count. So that would probably go with it as well whenever I give that one away. Chelsea, I met her at Stitch Shenanigans in Las Vegas, and so she's nearby. She lives local, so she was able to, it has the Stitcher's Paradise information there, so she got that at her local shop, which is a fantastic shop. And let's see, let's do all the Mirabilias, I guess, right away. So she had Enchanted Mermaid, which is a pretty one. And I'll probably give that away. I don't tend to be a mermaid stitcher. This one is Thistle, Poison Pixies. That's kind of fun. Bright colors. It's technically a Nora Corbett, although it is packaged like a Mirabilia. That's a fun one. And then this one, I know for sure I will stitch because I like this one. I've always liked this one, Garden Verses. And it's an oldie, copyright 1994. So that's fun. I really like that one, and I was hoping I could maybe do this one small because I haven't done that yet. There's no beads, but there are several blends. So I may just have to do what they sometimes do, where you do like one leg one way, one color, and then the other leg the other color. I don't want to have to do that, but I really like this one, and I kind of think it'd be fun to do it small. So we'll see. And then there were, oh, here's the three things sampler by Moira Blackburn. And I've seen people working on this one, so that's fun. By, yeah, just Moira Blackburn. I don't remember who I've seen working on it, but I have seen a few people. That's a big sampler. I wonder if that was for the Cream and Sugar. I could see that being a good piece of fabric for that. And then 2 Mystic Stitches, Waiting for Santa by Susan McKiverin. I think Mystic Stitch is no longer in business, if I am remembering correctly, but that's pretty cute. a dragon. And it looks like these were started because they have like the first little bit, page or so has some highlighting on them. But maybe she decided to not continue them. But these are another Mystic Stitch called Titania Sleeping by Maxine Gadd. So that's a pretty one too. And I understand, like, full coverage on paper can be tricky. I have done it, but it's so much nicer in Pattern Keeper. So, or Markup RXP. I haven't played around with that pattern or software yet, but I think that one, from what I've heard, is a little easier to get physical, like take pictures and put them in there. I just don't have a good way to get scanned copies or pictures that are perfectly straight because I don't have a copy machine type printer where you can lay things flat. That would be ideal if you have something like that. And then the last one is Teresa Wensler's The Storyteller, which is a dragon. I'm trying to think. Maybe I'll give this away today. This is like a spur of the moment, but I have just finished Dragon Ride and I have some more to show you. I framed it this week. So that could be a good time to give a new dragon away. This is not the same one I did, but it is a fun one. This is just the pattern. But she had this one and I thought you guys would enjoy this one since you have enjoyed seeing my progress on Dragon Ride over 6 years, apparently. One of my viewers said that she had an old video pop up when I had just started Dragon Ride and it was 6 years ago. So that's a long time. So yeah, let's see. I guess we can say dragon. Hopefully that won't be too confusing if you're just commenting on Dragon Ride. But if you say dragon, I will enter you to win The Storyteller by Teresa Wensler. Because maybe you're as crazy as me and you want to do your own dragon. So here is mine. I framed it. Oh, that's Katie making some sleepy noises. But here is this one. This is an 11 by 14 gold frame. And I am super happy with this. My son loves it too. This is, again, a Walmart frame. But they had a gold one that was a little bit more substance to it. They have another one that's like just really flat. More for documents or pictures. But I liked this one, had a little bit something to it. But yeah. It turned out nice. You can see everything. The gold frame brings out the gold in the piece, which I really appreciate because that's what I like most about it, I think. And that's my son's favorite part too. His favorite colors are like yellows and oranges. Blues follow, so I thought that would be a good combo here. And stretching it with the lacing kind of made the any puckering that had happened kind of in these bits on the fabric, because it was kind of loose around the stitching, it's stretched that out nicely. So yay, this is done. So I'll get that hung up in his room and he's very excited. So he's officially in high school now. He's so big. That's my second too. I heard one of you commented that you couldn't believe I had a son going into high school, but I also have a son who's now going to be a senior in high school. So I'm older than I look, I think. Okay, I have another fully finished object, but I'll wait. Actually, no, I don't think I need to. Let's see. Oh, I filmed on Tuesday last week. So yeah, I guess should I just do this now? Might as well. My second main piece I was working on was Topsy Turvy Tea by Counting Puddles. And I got this finished too. It was a lot quicker to finish than I expected. So I got it most of the way done on Tuesday. And I think I was only going to give it 1 day this week and then 2 days next week or this coming week. And in hopes of getting it done in 3 days, but I ended up needing like a day and a half. So I worked on it on Wednesday as well until it was done and then pulled out my next piece. So I just went ahead and got it done and found a frame for it and framed it. So this is Topsy Turvy Tea by Counting Puddles on 30 count grape ice, 2/2 full cross with the called for Treenway silks. And this is a cute little like display frame that I got at Michael's. So it's like kind of recessed a little bit, but it fit perfectly and I love it. So this is actually not staying at my house. I'm going to send this to Carla, who instigated this stitch along for her birthday last year and then decided to not continue the project because the fabric and thread combination was kind of tricky. So I'm going to go ahead and send her this. So happy birthday, Carla. A little bit early. I'll give it to you a little early, but I'm excited. This turned out really cute. So let's go back now to my travel stitching. And what I usually start with is my temperature turtles. And we drove separately to church this week, so I couldn't stitch in the car, which is unfortunate. But I got my patches stitched in once we got home. This is 28 count Caribbean Blue Jobelin by Witchell. 1/1 full cross. So now May's patches are finished and the first patch of June has been started. And neither of these have their back stitching yet. So I'm hoping this week my plan is to work on Simpsons. So I'm thinking maybe if I have seasons of the afternoon, evening when I could stitch and my husband's around, I might work on back stitching my turtles, get those caught up. And any extra bits of string, I will go ahead and start the legs for June's turtle as well. So yeah, that's a fun one. I'm happy with that. Because I worked on this during my at-home time, I didn't get quite as much done on Celtic Ladies, but I still did a little bit on that, so I'll show that in a bit. Cats and Hearts got some progress, but not a lot. I don't anticipate it getting a lot this week either. So I'll have to start getting creative here in the summer to see when I can have time to work on this. Cats and Hearts June. I skipped over May because I was already almost at the end of May. Likely I might be working on this all summer. So this might be June and July's project. And then I can start in on August when school starts again. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then next year I can come back and do May and July and whatever else I might miss because life is busy. Let's see what. Okay. July is blue and yellow. August is, oh, pink and yellow. That's pretty. Okay. Here is my progress on Cats and Hearts June. Yes, June. This is a 25 count white even weave, 1/1 full cross. Did one length of dark gray. And for me, these DMC lengths are 2 feet. 24 inches. And then I am working on the second color of turquoise. There's all the lightest turquoise is done, and then I'm doing the second color. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do all the light bits of all the colors. Like some of the previous hearts, I'll do the lightest shade of all 2 or 3 colors, and then I'll do the next lightest shade of all the colors. Last time I did light through dark for each color separately, and I kind of liked that. But it might depend, each heart might be different depending on where the color is placed. And this one, I felt like I wanted to keep going, at least with these, like this structure, because it felt like otherwise I wouldn't quite know where I was going with the other colors. So I may continue with the turquoise all the way to the dark. We'll see. But there's also coral and green. So this has some strawberries, but they're like a coral color. They're not really a red. So that will be fun. And I also worked on Castle Homecoming a little bit while I chatted with my sister. Here's the cover page. This is by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This was last year's monthly stitch along that ended this February. I'm trying to finish it by the end of the year, and I'm thinking I am going to pull it out once this month for a 2-day rotation to get some forward progress a little quicker, which I think I will probably work on clouds and grass and some larger chunks of things to get those boring bits done. When I work on this with my sister, it's nice to have something fun to work on to show her at the end of the call, like, hey, this is what I was working on, and I'll show her. She likes frosted pumpkin, which is why I like to work on this when I chat with her. So, yes. So I'm thinking it'll be next week. I think I'll pull this out for a 2-day rotation and I'll work on clouds and grass and stuff. So that when I talk with her, I can do the fun bits. So here is the top before and after. This is 28 count ice blue Lugana 1/1 full cross with a fancy floss color conversion. So I finished my length of white over here. I think this cloud is done. There's some holes in it because there's some quote unquote magic that's going through the sky as well that's pink, which you can see like down here. There's some of that that's kind of sparkles and a little strip of it there. There's some of that up here in the sky too. And I also am starting in on the yellow. Oh, I did the one of these burgundy colors, which was here, filled out that banner. I think it was in this javelin. I'm not really sure exactly what I did. I have yellow on my needle now. So the little torches on the castle, and I'm starting to fill in this one with the yellow. So there's a good amount of yellow. So I was just trying to pick some more interesting colors there to keep going on that. So that will likely just get another hour this week, but then next week I'll give it a little bit extra time, which will be nice. Let's see. I think that's all the miscellaneous things I did this week. So my next focus piece after I finish Topsy Turvy Tea is Lollipop, which was my family piece for this week, the end of May, for my daughter. This one's called Lollipop by Tilton Crafts, artwork by Denise Garbus. And I had a lot of fun with this one. I was trying to see where I'm, okay. Because I have, I've been working along the top, picking my symbols. So, and then working them in wherever they go. So you can see the edges of a lot of these clouds starting and then some solid bits. And I wasn't sure what was over here. So I guess I'm getting into the moon, which is actually kind of cool. So I didn't know that. And the top of this dragon, I'm like right here. So that's fun. I reached the halfway point of this design. I'm very happy with my progress. I got 579 half stitches on Wednesday, even after spending some time working on the teapot or the teacup, and then 705 stitches on Thursday for a total of 1,284 stitches in May. And granted, they are half stitches, and this is a good amount of block stitching, but I'll take it. I love that. So pretty colors, 1/1 half cross on 40 count Verdal white even weave. So I have filled in a lot of this blue, and there's some lighter blues even coming here, which is where I think the halfway point in the design is like right here. So it looks like, sounds like the moon will be here with the start of the first dragon wing right there. So that's fun. Yeah, that's very exciting. That was fun to work on. I enjoy those colors. Roll that back up. And then I was able to work on my last May Whip Go piece, A Time for Myself by Soda Stitch. I did this on Friday and Saturday, which eased over into June, but I was working on this along with Colette, the Highway Stitcher, and that was a good time frame for her, so she was working on it too. This one, I was planning to work hair and bow, which is what Colette ended up doing, but then as I was starting in on that, it always has bugged me that there's this border that's higher than her. So because I roll my fabric from the bottom and I stitch in hand, I don't like to hold stitched sections if I can help it when I'm working on stuff higher than that. So I prefer, if I'm starting in the middle, work my way to the top as quickly as possible to be able to complete it from the top down. So instead of focusing in her, coming back to this some other time, I finished whatever I was working on, hop, skipped, and jumped over to the chair and piggybacked and did all of this. So from here, the bow to this purple flower is up here, is done. And I got a little bit of back stitching in her forehead as well, because the back stitching color on my needle, there's a little bit more left than I had in the border to do. So I went ahead and used it. So I am very happy with how this went. This is 32 count Whisper linen by Zweigart, 2/2 full cross. And she's so pretty. So I got the, all the way from this bow is not backstitched, so that's complete. And then everything here till here is complete. And I love the back stitching on Soda Stitches. So pretty. So her forehead has is a little more complete now too. So I ended up just picking a color, coming down here, doing one length of thread in the chair, then hopping over to this bobbin and just making my way up. So, because I wanted to make sure it was counted right, I didn't want to go straight up, because then it might be off. I think it's right. So that's super fun. I love the progress on that one. So yeah, that was nice. And I got to work on it with a friend. We shared pictures, our progress pictures, and so perfect. Now all my May Whip Go pieces got finished, and I just have them, I work on them for 2 days. So that's my goal on the Whip Go board. And then Sunday, I have my new seasonal Sunday piece for June, will be my Celtic Ladies collage that I put together with the Lavender and Lace Celtic Ladies, and I'm working on the summer quadrant here in Sundays in June. So I didn't get a ton on this, 147 stitches, all in her hair. I was hoping to kind of finish the hair, but I kind of ran out of time. That's how it goes. So I'll do a before and after of just summer. Here she is. And this is 32 count lamb's wool linen by Witchell, 2/2 full cross. And I have done a color conversion for the hair and skin on summer and winter to have just a little more interest. And I like how she's coming along. So I'm working on the second to darkest color, and there's one more darkest color in kind of down here. There's some, and maybe a little bit right here. Then I can start picking greens and dress and medallion colors to kind of do what I did over here in spring, where I was filling in some fun stuff. So hopefully I'll get to some of that as well in summer. But I want to finish the hair first. So that's goal number 1. Hopefully I can get that done next week, and maybe even have some time to work on some of the colors. I'm not sure what, I think next week is should be a normal afternoon. I think that's back to plans now. That's all I worked on, but it feels like a lot, and I think it was. So going forward into this first full week of June, oh, no, I did bring that. Okay. I'm planning to pull out my husband's piece for today and tomorrow. This is Simpson's, which was originally charted by a eBay seller, no longer there. And then I recharted it symbol by symbol into my pattern software so I could get a pattern keeper copy. And I'm loving it a lot more now. I also had restarted it. Someone was going back to one of my first videos as well and noticed I think I already had it going when I first started Flosstube, like 7 years ago now. And I started it before that, but I started it on 32 count, 1/1 half stitch. Did not like it, and have since discovered new things and restarted on 40 count 1/1, and I like it a lot better now. And I'm far enough along that my goal now is to finish it in 3 years. It's nice to have goals for these family pieces so they don't just linger forever, and finish it for my husband's 50th birthday in 3 years. So this is where this one is now. Starting point, 1/1, half cross on 40 count Verdal, white even weave. So 3 of my 4 family pieces, family full coverages, are on this fabric. It's a nice comfort fabric. So that one will get 2 days. If I have time when I can stitch, but this is still a secret, when I can't do that one, I will get the back stitching done on my turtles, temperature turtles. I'll also possibly work on cats and hearts, maybe. I also will be pulling my Shine Bright sampler out for some full days on Wednesday and Thursday for a focus piece, a focus time this week. So I might actually pull this one out also on Monday and Tuesday if I need some more not secretive stitching and my turtles back stitching has been finished. So May's section is right here, these flying geese and the bee. So I want to at least get that done this week, but I think, where's June? So June is just this really big block right here. Where's the house? Oh, the house is in May also. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of stitching here. So all of this is May. They had broken this up into 12 pieces and I got a little bit behind. So the flying geese, the bee, and the house is all May's chunk, and then this big thing is June. So potentially, because I do like to color complete and use up what's on my needle, I might get bits of all of this going, and if I have a certain color on my needle, I might do it everywhere it exists. So that might be the nice way to tackle this one, just for efficiency's sake. This is found in the Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee book, and it's a new colorway you can find on the Fat Quarter Shop website. They pulled Ari Floss colors for, and I'm doing it in that colorway because when I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's really pretty. And I chose a light pink fabric, which is called Morganite. It's 40 count linen by Fiber on a Whim. I'm doing 1/2 full cross. So this is January through April in the little chunks that they divided it up into. I think it's supposed to, or maybe it's December. I think it goes through November. So when did this thing start? November. So it was November through October. Okay, so I started it in November and the last chunk is in October of this year. So this is November through April complete. And so this chunk right here is what I'll be working on next. Yeah, she's having some kitty dreams. Yeah, so that'll be fun. I'll work on this Wednesday and Thursday for my main stitching during the day. And then which is more, not during the day, but it's like a at home afternoon, evening, if I get whatever time I get on those days. And then possibly also a little bit on Monday and Tuesday if I need something else. But I may choose on Monday and Tuesday for my non-secretive stitching time. I might just stick with temperature turtles and maybe the cats and hearts, because that one won't get as much travel time this month. So that might be a better thing to do. Then my last project, well, I'll do Celtic Summer again on Sunday. You just saw that one. But my last other project will be my first Whip-Go piece for June. Mini Elegant Lady with a Bouquet by Emile Vernon, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And that's what she looks like. She's very pretty. I'll be working on this Friday and Saturday. And this is where she's at now. This is a 25 count fabric. And I don't remember the color. It feels like a vintage cloth perhaps, so I might be barley? Possibly. I'll double check and tell you next week. But it's 1/1 full cross on 25 count. And I believe I'm either at the end over here or close to the end. So I can start coming back and maybe I already have. Maybe I've already come back to fill in. I think I maybe did my typewriter method for just the top row, picking symbols, and now I can come back and pick symbols in the whole 10 by 10 square. So I'll get some of this stuff done. The hat, the bow and the hat will get started this time around, which will be really fun. I love it. So we'll see how much I can get done on that in 2 days. May not be huge amounts because it's a full cross, so it'll be a little bit less. But if I can get at least 500, that would be nice. That's kind of like my goal for a 2-day rotation. I could do a super satisfying 2-day rotation would be 1,000 stitches on a half stitch project and 500 on a full cross project. So we'll see. And then, yeah, I think that's everything. So I'll probably do Castle Homecoming, give that my focus slot for Wednesday and Thursday next week. And then the following week, I'm going to have a new start, Peony Garden by Mirabilia. And then the last week of June, I'll probably pull out, this one is up to debate still, but I'll probably pull out Those Who Sing next, or Honeybee by Mill Hill. So this is my list of things I want to finish this year. And Castle Homecoming and Shine Bright are on this list. So because I have other spots, I'm kind of filling them in piecemeal. I haven't necessarily focused on them, but since my focus spot in my rotation, it can count for these ones if I need to kind of bump them along. So I just finished Topsy Turvy. I need to check that one off. Those Who Sing and Honeybee, I think, are next up in things that I think might be fun to work on in the summertime. So Cupcake Dreams, I also think I want to work on too. Or the summer version of Colors and the Seasons. Maybe that's a good one for July. Maybe Those Who Sing is going to take me a while, but I kind of want to do some of that. I might have to break this one up for, there's just a lot left. I think maybe I could do like finish the tree and then do the house and the bench in another, like do another project and then come back to it kind of thing. So Honeybee, the summer quadrant of Colors of the Seasons, and Those Who Sing, I think are some of the next ones that I'm going to try to focus on. That should be fun. So anyways, I hope you have a wonderful week. Enjoy the beginning of June, and happy stitching.